Hey guys, welcome to Dedicated. My name is Andy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this milk crate bench that I did for my daughter's school. She goes to a Christian school and the teacher asked one of the parents to make this, and so I volunteered. So here we go. Here's all the items that you're going to need. 3 milk crate baskets, foam, some fabric, some plywood, some screws, nuts, tape measure, drill bits, staple gun, knife, and a drill. Lay them out and measure the size for the plywood. Mark the measurements on both sides of the plywood and use a level or a straight edge to draw a line. Use a jigsaw to cut the plywood. You can also use a circular or a table saw as well. Use a sanding block or a sandpaper to remove the rough edges. Then place the plywood on the milk crates, align it, and clamp it down. Next, drill 6 holes in the following locations. So I made 2 holes here, one there, 2 holes right here, and 2 holes right here. So I'm going to use these inserts for threaded screws, and they use 13/16 drill bit to drill the holes out. Let's put them in. Next, place the plywood with the inserts onto the milk crates and thread the bolts through the holes that you drilled. Since I used such long bolts, I'm going to go ahead and cut the stems off so that they're flush with my inserts and the plywood. Next, roll out your foam and place it on the plywood and mark the measurements that you need. For the width, I'm making mine double the foam. That's why mine looks so wide. Also, use a straight edge or a level like I am to make sure that your line is straight so that your cuts will be nice and even. Next, cut out your measurements based on the lines you drew. Next, align the cutted foam onto one end of the plywood where the corner is flush and use the staple gun to staple it to the plywood on that edge. Then fold over the axis and align it with the edge again and staple along the both sides. Next, unscrew the bolts that are holding the plywood because we're going to be doing the upholstery with the fabric. Take your fabric and cover the padded foam. Make sure you leave about 4 to 6 inches on one edge for your starting point. Then carefully flip over the fabric with the bench and start stapling along one side of the plywood. Before doing the other side, straighten out the fabric and make sure that it's all nice and even on the other side. Then take one end of the section and apply some tension to make sure that the fabric on the other side will be nice and firm, and then start stapling that one edge. Slowly do one section at a time to make sure that the tension is even as you go throughout the entire board. Use a sharp utility knife or scissors to cut the excess fabric off along the side that you just stapled. Make sure to leave about the same length, about an inch, on that edge. Take this corner and fold it like this and make sure that this hole is open. Put a few staples to hold it in place and do the same on the other corner. Then take the middle section, fold it over, straighten it all out, apply a lot of tension, and staple along the edge. Again, take the knife and cut off all the excess fabric from this edge. Repeat the same process on the other side of the plywood. So I made sure that my holes are still open. And the stapler gun I used was kind of garbage, as you can see, but whatever, it'll work for what I'm doing. And then there's that one, and that one, and this one, and this one. So now we're gonna put it all back together. And lastly, take some zip ties and zip tie the center milk crate walls together. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate those of you who got all the way to the end. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.